Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Gotham episode 12, season 1, episode 12 review. What the Little Bird Told Him. This is a continuation from episode 11, which I uploaded a while ago, too long ago. That episode was the Rogues Gallery, and it's a continuation of that. In the last episode, the guy Jack from Arkham Asylum ended up being the villain, and he ended up escaping by doing a little test on people's brains. And now he actually gets a name. But we will get into that. That's my number one thing, because I like this episode, just because of the connection to Arkham Origins, the game. So number 5, we get our first look at Commissioner. Now, when we think of Commissioner of Gotham City, we think of Jim Gordon, of course. But right now he's not even a detective. He's still working at Arkham Asylum. However, in this episode, he does get back into the force, which we will get into in a second. But we get a first look at the Commissioner. Commissioner Loeb, I think, is who is Commissioner at this point. Commissioner Loeb is the person who's Commissioner before Jim in the comics. He's also the guy's Commissioner before Jim in the Nolan movies, The Dark Knight, when Jim gets promoted to Commissioner Gordon. He was a previously lieutenant, and then in the dark, he was first detective in Batman Begins, and he's promoted to lieutenant at the end of that movie. And then about halfway through The Dark Knight, Loeb is killed by the Joker, and Gordon is made commissioner. At this point in Gotham, the show, he is still detective, and Commissioner Loeb is the commissioner. So we get our first look at him, and that was really cool to see. This kind of started to see the hierarchy of the GCPD. Number 5, talking about Enigma. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but the Riddler is my favorite villain in the DC universe, followed by Gorilla Grodd. So these two guys are my favorite villains. Absolutely love the Riddler. Let's move this. The glare is bothering me. That doesn't make it any better. Oh well, I'll figure it out. But I've said the Riddler is my favorite villain, and if I haven't before, he is. And of course, in this show, he is working for the GCPD as a forensics, Edward Nygma, and I just call him Ed because that's his name in the show. And he, we get to see his love interest a little bit more. Her name is Kringle. That's her last name, Miss Kringle. I don't remember what her first name is. But that was kind of the focus on Ed's story in this episode, is his love interest, and she does start to find him a little bit funnier, which is nice. We get to see that relationship bloom in the next few episodes too. Them getting closer and different things evolving with that. We get to see more, a lot more development in this relationship in the next episode. Welcome Back, Jim Gordon is the name of that episode, which will review of that will be out next week. We get to see more of Ed and his relationship with Kringle, which was nice to see. Ed getting a little bit of boost in confidence there. I have my notes right here on my phone, or on my tablet. So I was watching the shows on my tablet. I didn't have a laptop. Number 3, Gordon and Lee. In the last episode, we were introduced to Leslie Tompkins, who was a doctor at Arkham Asylum. And she does get kind of promoted in a couple of episodes. But we do get to see that relationship bloom at the very end of this episode. She comes and visits GCPD building, and Jim is in the locker room, and she comes in, and they start making out, and the cop kind of walks in and kind of walks out like, oh, I walked in on you. But we do see a new relationship, new love interest for Jim blooming, and I do like Leslie a lot better than Barbara. Because I think of Barbara, I think of Jim's daughter, not Jim's lover. In the comics, Barbara Gordon is Jim's daughter, who grows up to be Batgirl, and then shot by Joker, paralyzing her, making her Oracle until the 2011 reboot, making her Batgirl again. It's complicated. I'm not going to get into that. But we get to see new love interest with Gordon and Leslie Tompkins, and that does continue through the episodes and gets stronger, and the relationship does start to build, which is really neat to see Gordon get new attention. Number 2, the internal politics of the Falcone crime family. Stuff's starting to fall down on Fish, and especially in this episode, she gets caught red-handed. Penguin turns her in, basically, and Falcone finds out that, what's her name? Liza. Liza worked for Fish, and he ends up killing Liza in front of Fish. and then takes Fish hostage, I believe. Is that this episode? I don't 100% remember. I think that was this episode. Yeah, because Penguin takes over the club. So now Penguin takes over Fish. Mooney's? Fish Mooney's? Is that the name of the club? I don't remember. Your name is Oswald in a couple episodes. But Victor Zsasz ends up chasing down Fish and Butch, and Fish gets away. But Fish is caught red-handed, and now she is no longer, for now, in the picture for fighting for the Falcone crime family leadership. Get to see that kind of move forward in that story. It was kind of stagnant for a while. Just kind of Fish just kind of wait Liza, stay with him, wait Liza, stay with him. And we get to finally see some big development in that story in the show. That was really fun to see that pan out, and not how I thought it would happen. I thought it would work out in Fish's favor, and it didn't. So it was a nice plot twist, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys saw that coming. I certainly didn't. And finally, number one, like I promised, the villain of the episode, Jack from last episode, the Electrocutioner is what the Gotham Chronicles, the newspaper in Gotham, is calling him. The Electrocutioner. In the comics, I don't really know much about him in the comics. He's not as big of a character, but they did bring him back for 2013 WB Montreal's third installment in the Arkham series. Rock said he's working on Arkham Knight, so they last game to come out was Arkham City, and they didn't want people waiting another 3 years like they did for Arkham City. Another 4 years, because it comes out 2015. My bad. So 2 years after Arkham City come out, we got Arkham Origins, which consisted of Black Mask, Highway 9 Assassin, ended up being Joker. Watch my Let's Play of that. It's up. The entire story. We get to see Electrocutioner in that very anticlimactic fight, but we do get his shot gloves. In this episode, the Electrocutioner finally gets his name, and he pretty much causes havoc in the GCP building, gives it a blackout, and about to kill Gordon with electricity, and Gordon just takes a thing of coffee and makes the thing short out, and Gordon is reinstated as detective in the Gotham City Police Department. So it was really neat to see all that work out for Jim. Now he's back into the police force. I thought it'd take a little bit longer than 2 episodes, but it was nice that it was a one story arc over 2 episodes. It was the first time we had like one villain take up more than 1 episode, and we do get that again in a couple episodes. Very good pair, very exciting pair of episodes, but we'll get to that in a little bit. That's going to be all for this episode. Later today I will have my Arrow and Flash mid-season premieres up. I'm going to do those right now. So until then, and until next time, I've been Epic Gamer. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Until next time, God bless. See you then.